Hello, everyone. Real quick before the episode begins, I want to let you know about something that's actually really big. So, you might know Not a Scratch turned 5 years old earlier this month, which is very, very exciting. So, as a result, on our merch store, we've got a 5% off discount code just using the code birthday5. That's not the important thing, though. The important thing is something that's only available in June of 2025. In other words, for about another 10 days or so. The official Not a Scratch 5-year anniversary coin, a special collectible item that we're having only in this month, is available for pre-order right now. So if you want to guarantee yourself something that I am guaranteeing will not be made again, you can check that out on the store, use that discount code, get a couple of bucks off, and then with that, be able to collect something for not a scratch that is not going to be made again. It is unique, it is special, and it's a great way of supporting us while getting something really cool for yourself. So check that out on the website www.notascratchcast.com. Without further ado, let's begin this episode that between you and me goes off the rails very quickly.
Honorud watching The Last Airbender or Honorud playing Legend CA?
That's a good question. That is a good question. The fact that I don't know the answer is a bad sign.
We will play the Avatar Legends game at some point.
I kind of want to do it without having watched the show. I feel
I
like
think
that would make
that
it
would
funnier.
be fun.
I cannot disagree that would be fun. However, that means we have to wait longer for Honorud to have watched The Last Airbender, which I don't know if I can morally get on board with.
I'll compromise. I'll watch Legend of Korra first.
No!
Oh, no. No. I'm sorry. I can't let you do that.
I like how Daisy's like, no, this is a step too far.
I can't in good conscience let that be your introduction. It's
unless you're only planning on watching one season. I don't care which season, just one season, and that's it.
You should care which season.
I probably should, but to be honest, like we've already crossed so many bridges. Beggars can't be choosers.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your PM, your DM, your GM, Anaru himself, and with me here, having actually planned actions in the show for once.
It's me, Muhammad. Yeah, usually Kyle's flying by the seat of his pants, but no, we're taking control today. Sorry to my co-host who is sitting at 6 o'clock actually, because I refuse to face the table. Sitting at 6 o'clock for me is someone who is really, really torn on the ethically correct way to bite into a dino nugget.
Hi, it's me, Daisy. And I mean, do I really want to destroy dinosaurs in this way? I thought that's what the movies were for.
Oh, what's crazy is I thought your moral dilemma here was on do you bite the tail or the head or the feet first, and not do I eat the dino nugget at all? I didn't realize this was as big of a crisis as I thought it was.
Oh, the dino nugget is being eaten. The question is not of how. It's going all the way in at once.
Oh, okay. So we're one order of magnitude higher on the morality in terms of just dealing with the morality of eating the dino nugget in the first place.
I mean, dino nuggets are just the logical conclusion to dinosaurs are birds.
Yeah.
The cycle starts anew. They are chicken.
Exactly. Dino nuggets are actually the closest we will ever get to eating dinosaurs.
Yes.
In every possible sense.
I mean, if you say so, I'm vegetarian, so it's still a ways away for me, but
Impossible. Do it. Okay. All right. Hold on.
Impossible dinosaurs? Yes, they are.
impossible dinosaurs. It's just
I need to confirm whether or not these exist. Oh my god, these exist.
I'm not surprised.
Honorud, completely unrelated, text me your address.
Yeah, I can't wait for my
Impossible.
parents to be like, "Hey, there's a package at your door from me." It's like from me, and it's not, Pokemon cards or something like that. For once, opened up straight up boxes and boxes of Impossible Dino Nuggets.
Impossible Wild Nuggets, actually. I don't.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
yeah,
Dino.
Dino, I
I'm
think
pretty
it's-
sure Dino is trademarked, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sore
Which
Nuggets.
is a shame. Which is
They're
a
just
shame.
Yeah, we just go the back end.
Okay, but then they're lizard nuggets, and that just feels weird.
Terra Nuggets, Rex Nuggets. Rex Nuggets could kind of work.
The rich.
All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the show. I promise it's not about Dino Nuggets all the time. It's an exciting time period. It's a new thing. It's an exciting thing. Fun fact, I was telling the players beforehand that I was planning, I actually had like plans for this episode that A, I planned, and B, I wrote down, but C, and I think this is important to note, they aren't my plans, they're Mansoor's plans, and I've just decided to enact them.
Ah, fun.
Here's the thing. He wrote these in mid-2021. Now, I don't know how he expected A, at that time, that he as a character would be gone from the show, that Daisy would be the one that replaces them, and that you would reach this specific moment at this specific time, but everything kind of matches up perfectly. Like, the only difference is that he's off by a couple days, which we actually explain in the show because of timeline shifting. So, I am surprised, I'm concerned, I'm a little scared, and I'm thinking that rule that he's found, that he's trying to discover in like a spread to the world, might just be time travel. So, yeah.
You sound
I'm
far
a
more
little-
concerned than you should be.
I am, because that means one of two things. Either A, Mansoor is Celebi, or B, Mansoor is Dialga, which both scare me.
Again, I feel like you are much more concerned than you should be.
I think Mansoor
Maybe.
is Time Wizard.
He's a different franchise altogether. Anywho, shout out to Mansoor. He probably has already experienced the last episode. However, for us, it is just a distant memory that we attempt to recall now. And for this, I look at the people at the table. Now, Muhammad is staring in the complete opposite direction, which is making me wonder how he's going to roll his dice, because he's just staring off into the abyss.
Don't worry about it.
All right, Daisy, would you like to let us know what happened in the last episode?
Oh yeah, I definitely would love to. The one issue is that I'm pretty sure for the most of last episode I was thinking about Sonic.
Yes, you were. And that is
That
the
sounds
recap.
accurate. That sounds accurate.
So I think we were on our way to somewhere. And
So far, so good.
then there was somebody.
It's correct, you had a
who
destination you wanted
was
to go to.
rolling around, but not at the speed
At
of
the
sound.
speed of sound? No, not at
No,
the speed of-
no. At the speed of a V wheel.
Yup.
And then we went to sleep.
It's not necessarily wrong.
To be honest, that feels pretty complete to me.
Yeah, I mean, you got a V-wheel, you got the companions with the V-wheel. The big thing is kind of just you did some stuff. We did some little investigation shenanigans. I think you have a clearer idea of what to do with the orb that you don't have.
Oh yeah, I had a dream that was very confusing to me, the player, but Rose understood completely.
Yes. I love how this makes sense that Kyle didn't do a lot in the last episode, but he sort of remembers what happened. And then, Muhammad sort of remembered what happened. And then Daisy has no idea what was going on, was the main character, and solely thinking about Sonic.
Yep. Welcome to Not a
As
Scratch,
this-
folks.
Welcome to my brain.
Just
Yeah,
reminds me,
Daisy, we just said the same thing.
every time something like this happens, where it's just like, oh, I must have forgotten something, or my mind doesn't work as usual, the only thing I can think of is the SpongeBob, like, Patrick meme. It's like, the inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma. Milk bottle drops.
It's just because Sonic got off the spinny wheel inside my brain.
And that's where I introduced the fact that Sonic is in this show. No, we can't do that. We already stole too much from Sonic. We got the Chaos Emeralds just basically not gems but musical instruments. We've got Hero. We've got Funny Hero. Maybe Kyle is that at this point. We have Punchy Guy, who has now been discontinued from the show temporarily because Mansoor's not here. We have Tails. Do you want to be Tails? I think you kind of fit Tails.
I feel like Kyle
Tails.
is more Tails than Sonic.
We don't have Sonic. We just flat out don't have Sonic.
We
don't
didn't
have
Oh
have
yeah, because that would be
Knuckles.
copyright.
We didn't have Knuckles. We had Mighty the Armadillo. Who's gone. And Amy Rose.
I'm Eggman. I know that much. Just me, myself as Eggman. We got Tails. I don't know. Rose could be Blaze. Blaze doesn't show up often. You're new. You're a new character.
I'm literally Amy Rose.
Well, but then you don't have an obsession over. Well, okay, that's it. Sonic's the magician thief. Cool. Lock it in.
Yeah, there you go. Done.
Lock it in. Great. Wrap it up. There you go. We just stole too much from
Sonic
Sonic.
is not present. Amy's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. We've just never met the Sonic character.
And the magician thief is Shadow.
Oh, that fits even better. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. All we need is give you a hammer.
Or the dark hero is Shadow.
Somebody's Shadow. Nevertheless, we've stolen too much from Sonic. We can't steal actual Sonic. Anyway,
We're too fast for Sonic.
there was a summary somewhere in there. You can check out the last episode, because that'll probably provide a better summary in that it's the actual episode. Without further ado, though, let us, unless there's anything else you want to do, we can jump into the episode here. We are zooming through this. I'm not going to lie. We are 13 minutes into the recording, and we've actually done roughly 13 minutes of content, which
Follow
is new
me.
for us.
Set me free.
All right. Without further ado, let us dive on in. I would splash, but Sonic doesn't like the water, so zoom. I don't know. It's a Mazda commercial now. Anyway,
Insert rings sound effect scattering.
perfect. So big thing. A couple things to note. Number one, it is nighttime. It is September 12th, nighttime, 8 p.m. to be exact. You are at the border of Tenebris with a Rotom and a Victini. Now you reach this at the end of the episode. So now
We reached a clearing, and now there's we left off at, hey, who are you?
who are you? Was there somebody that you met?
Someone showed up. Otterin, how do I remember this and not you?
Hold up. I'll figure this out.
Someone showed up. Someone
Who
showed up.
Why did I have someone show up?
You
Was I
had
doing
some.
that now?
I don't know. You had someone show up at
I
the
had
end of
someone
the
show
last
up?
episode. Yes, because I
snap.
remember asking, "Is Victini?" And then the V wheel it turned around, and it was just like a really poorly drawn tree on the back of the V wheel as camouflage.
right.
Because someone showed up.
That's right. Okay, it wasn't this thing. It was the other thing. Gosh,
Nice try,
here's the problem.
Eggman.
I had two ideas that I wrote down, and as usual, I could not remember which one came first. Now I understand. Anywho,
It was a beware. We're meeting the other berry.
I thought it was a bear tick.
Oh, maybe it was.
oh gosh,
It's one of the two. I know it's one of the two. I know it's a bear.
Beware tick.
Huh.
Stuff chew.
none of these. Are.
All I'm seeing is Otterid's shiny stubble from like literally the first hour of him playing Pokemon Sword. All I'm seeing is that with just the Cubchoo snot. And because you know the color palette matches, the snot is the shiny stuffle yellow.
Okay. I don't know if I actually picked a person, which is kind of unfortunate because did I say which one it was?
Yes, you did. You definitely said which one it was, but neither Daisy or I can remember which one it was.
Biscuits
Because-
and gravy. I downloaded the episode. Hold up, I'm gonna listen to myself.
I think we discussed both because we were talking about
We talked about the whole collective because one of the
situation.
one of the people in the collective showed up. I just don't remember which one it was.
Mother of Pearl. Why can't I remember these things?
and then
Where's the end of the episode? Why am I
I'm
asking
pretty
what
sure
you
it was
speed?
Is-
You've already
Beware.
read.
When you say mother of pearl, are we just talking about Mrs. Krabs?
Sure.
no, a clam.
A rare SpongeBob pull for me. That was crazy.
See, I was thinking about it, but I could not figure out how to get there.
Also, I say Mrs. Krabs, but that's a bold assumption on my part. Mr. Krabs gives very divorced dad energy. And I don't know if this is canonically established or not.
Yeah, I don't know, but huh.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, it makes sense. I would use the second one. Okay. Um. All right. Yes. Let's pretend like this is now minute 14 and not 5 minutes later. You see in front of you a beware. That was the one that came, which makes sense because that's
Yes.
second on my list here. Now, I did say we're gonna have to name all these eventually. Eventually, we might as well do that now. I have 5 bears here. One of them is named. We need to name the other 4, probably bear-related puns.
Well, so if this one's the Beware, which one is Dr. Berry Berry Bear, or I guess just Dr. Berry Berry?
Dr. Berry, Dr. Professor Berry.
Dr. Professor Berry Berry. My apologies.
It's an Ursa.
Yes, they are an Ursaring. Yes.
Okay, so we have an Ursa ring, we have a Beware, we have a Bear Tick. What are the other bears?
We got a Pangoro and a Spinda.
What about Komala?
Not a bear that joined
we're
in.
going fully off of the bipedal bears.
Correct.
All right, these are all bipedal bears. Komala, I don't know if we've established whether or not Komala will stand on 2 legs.
Kamala also does not have the energy to run LeBerry.
It's a pillow pedal.
Bipedal.
But we do need a name for Beware, and we might as well name the others while we're at it. So, now this is where I stare at Daisy, and Muhammad, if he finally turns around, stares at Daisy as well, as our name raider here starts giving us nicknames.
Okay, all right. I just want to I want to throw something out there, and chances are Daisy has something better. We're gonna go with what they have, but we have Dr. Professor Berry Berry, the Ursaring. Now, Beware. If you look at Ursaring and you look at Beware, one of them looks like they could plausibly achieve a level of educational attainment, and the other looks like it still sniffs Sharpies and glue. So no titles, no titles for the Beware, and instead of Berry Berry, it's just Wary Wary.
You can't hear me now. This is me slamming my head against the wall, basically.
Oh,
I got one chuckle out of Daisy, and I assume one facepalm out of someone in the audience.
All right, so we've got Wary as a first name for bear number 2. I say this with all insistence and hope in the world. Daisy, you got a better name?
There's Berry Berry, there's Wary Wary, there's Larry Larry,
Harry.
there's Perry Perry. Perry! sorry, I couldn't help it. That was God. I have never had such a strong, impulsive thought vocalized so quickly.
I might change the Pangoro to Pancham just for that. A Pancham? Harry the Pancham! I can't do a squeaky high-pitched voice anymore.
Also,
It's a shame.
wait, we can't make them all siblings and have them all be Barry. So there's Dr. Professor Berry Berry, there's Wary Berry, there's Larry Berry, there's Barry the Berry. And then Spinda's name is Jeff.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Now that we built the family out, I kind of like it.
I think it works.
All right, cool. So we got Barry, the Ursaring. We have Perry, the Pangoro. That's the only one that necessarily has to be alliteration. Or we can make it. The Pangoro
Beware is Wary.
Okay, we got
Oh,
Wary.
Beartick can be Terry.
We got Terry,
And then I guess the Spinda can be Larry.
Larry. You know what? I
The
like
Spinda,
this.
The Spinda is Jeffrey.
No, because Jeffrey still rhymes. It's Jeff. It's just Jeff.
Goes by Jeff.
Okay, fine. It can be Jeffrey. Importantly,
I love the idea.
Importantly, these are all spelled E-A-R-Y.
Jeffrey.
We got,
Because Barry is spelled
Jeff,
B-E-A-R-Y, right? So there's Wary, W-E-A-R-Y.
Terry.
There's Terry, as in T-E-A-R-Y. There's Patty, which is spelled P-E-R-R-Y.
No, P.
Perry is spelled Perry because Perry can only be spelled Perry.
Wait, so how am I spelling Perry?
Perry is spelled Perry.
Okay, so it's normal.
Yes,
Okay.
it's Perry. Put some respect on Perry's name.
To make it true here. Make it true.
And then Jeffrey, Geoffeary.
Or Jeary. Jearffy.
It's Jerry.
Jeffrey.
Wait, it's Jerry. Yeah, Jerry. No, never mind. Forget Jeffrey. That's the Spinda's name is Jerry, but they go by Jeff.
Jerry spelled Jeary.
Yes.
Okay, so we got
But
Barry.
they go by Jeff with a G.
Even though the name starts with a J.
Yes, they go by Geoff.
Geoff.
Yes.
Jeff.
Is it too late to make Perry a Lotad?
It does need to be it does need to be a bear, otherwise this doesn't I can
Tell
change
me
only
you
so
don't-
much in the canon universe.
Tell me, there isn't a slight earth sign element to a Ludicolo. Tell me there isn't.
There is not. I can't do it to you, man. I can't give it to you. Okay, so we have Barry, Barry.
Dr. Professor Barry. Excuse
Correct.
you.
Just for the sake, I'm gonna be their parents right now, so it's just Barry to me. Okay. Wary, Weary, the Beware.
Yes.
Jerry, Jeary, who goes by Jeff, Geoff, the Spinda.
Yes.
I'm telling you right now, I'm writing this down. This Spinda is the only Spinda that does not look confused. They are the accountant. They act like Larry from the Paldean games. Like, we're talking straight up, I'm just here
Oh, so
to
we
do my
could have
job.
named the Spinda Larry.
No.
We could have, however, we're not going to.
No, we're not going
just-
to, but
I'm
like
just
we could.
Larry.
If we
from
knew okay, but if we knew that
Paldea
about the Spinda
vibes.
beforehand, we absolutely would have been like the Spinda is Larry.
Correct. However, I like Jerry the Jeff the Spinda.
We
Yeah,
name
but
it
that
this
feels
way
like-
not because it's easy, but because it is hard.
All right.
Yeah, but we also could have done this bit with just the bear tick too, and it would have been fine.
But the audience wants it.
Well, the audience already got it. I'm just bemoaning the fact that we could have shuffled things around a little bit.
True. All right.
Because
we got
Terry,
Perry. Wait,
Terry
yeah.
is just, because there's a T in bear tick. There's nothing strong there. Every other name has like some really strong motivation behind it.
Besides Jeff.
Well, no, Jeff has a very strong meme behind it.
Okay. All right.
But
I
like,
got you then. Yeah.
like all I'm saying is we could have had 5 really strong, really well-founded names, and instead we had 4 and Terry.
Well, Beartick.
Yeah, but it's weird.
Perry's just Pangoro. Perry doesn't work well.
No, it's Barry. Excuse you.
The whole reason with a French high pitched accent type of vibe, or like
Well,
the dude
French.
The way you're saying it sounds French. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, it's because I don't have the gravel. I can't put gravel in my voice.
All right, so we
Well,
have.
that wouldn't be
all right,
very
so-
safe for your body.
Okay. So we need to get a
Gravel
recap on this because I have to get some conversation going. Barry, Barry, the Ursaring. Wary, Weary, the Beware. Jerry / Jeff, that's Jeary or Geoff, the Spinda. Perry, Perry, this is the only one actually spelled correctly, the Pangoro, for the vibes. And then Terry, Tary, which I have to remember not to spell Teary, the Beartick. Also,
Yeah,
want Beartick to just start crying everywhere, which, vibes, but also.
Actually, wait, it kind of works because Cupchu.
Yes, famously
bear
known
tick-
for crying.
Well, no, but the teardrop shape, but the snot,
It's not
Also-
Terry anymore, it's Snotty.
snotty.
Okay, great. We got the 5. Notes are written down.
Honorud, I just want you to know that in the time it took you to reiterate this 10 different times, the wiki was updated 3 minutes ago, fully correctly with the specs.
How? I don't understand, man.
Hey, listen. Some people just get the bit right away, and some people need their head walked through it multiple times. And there's no shame in the latter.
Of course I do. I'm still lost in red and blue right now. I don't know where to go. They say there's a power plant. I don't know where that is. I'm just stuck after Surge. Anywho, we got the 5. Wary the Beware is here, and now I need a voice. Oh god. All right, we got you, the prof vibes. Okay, that's you. Wary. What's his role? Okay, we got. Okay, so, guys, this episode's just gonna be us building the bears. Barry is like your scientist, the one that's making the concoctions that end up going into the berry. We got Jeff as the accountant, because yes, that's about it. So what do we got? Wary. Where is the big one that we need to figure out right now?
Sales.
Sales. Perfect.
Yeah. I was gonna say Wary's like very clearly the slowest and dumbest of the bunch. So sure.
Terry is manufacturing.
Terry's manufacturing.
What they're manufacturing, who knows?
Sure, why not?
And then Perry is on the ground investigation.
Perfect. Okay, so we got 2 people. We got
None
3
of
people.
most
3 people.
everything all of these people do is completely unrelated to the restaurant, and yet somehow it is fire. Yet somehow the restaurant runs and is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got.
Wait, what restaurant?
We have a basically at this point we have a scientist, we have a car salesman, we have an accountant, we have a secret spy, and then a manufacturer, all somehow owning a restaurant.
Wait, when did they own a restaurant?
They've always had a restaurant. That's our whole point. The whole thing is that they have a restaurant that Daisy, you still have not visited and probably won't.
Dang.
Well, like it's actually like it's kind of a chain almost at this point, isn't it? Like we established that there was one in, was it Newburgh City?
That's the big one that I remember.
Yeah, like that's like the original
Or,
Le Berry.
In Shady Grove, not in.
In Shady Grove? Okay.
I think it's in Shady Grove because
I thought it was in Newburgh City. I thought it was before we joined the Bronze Roses, but maybe not. Either way, there's whichever one of those is the original Le Berry, and since I thought like we established that like Le Berry is like pretty commonly known.
I see.
But yeah, it's the family restaurant, and yet somehow none of them are the ones running it, and they all just do like their own independent thing, and like they all like everything is like something like tangentially related to, you know, the restaurant, but like barely, right? Like, you know, Dr. Professor Berry is, you know, studying berries and horticulture and like, you know, right? Terry is in manufacturing, and manufactures
Ice.
manufactures special food preservative ice that is not used at Le Berry, because at Le Berry everything is fresh. That's what Terry manufactures.
Where he is out there doing the franchising.
where he is out there doing sales but has not managed to open a single other location.
All right, so I got car salesman's vibes, but bad.
Yes. Like he is so bad, and then someone else from Le Berry corporate shows up, and they're just like, "Yes, you're so much better than the last guy. We'll open it right now." And then who are we missing? Jeff does accounting for the Driftblimp delivery service.
Somehow. So you're talking at the start of the show they had no job, and now they...
No. They were behind the scenes. They were doing accounting for like the startup costs, right?
Okay, I got you.
Or partway through the show, they did leave Le Berry to become the lead accountant for the Driftblimp delivery service. Which is a partner of Le Berry. You can get Le Berry delivered by Driftblimp.
Le Berry is the equivalent of like the airport Five Guys or Chick-fil-A's or whatever. It's just the only food you can get on a Driftblimp service is Le Berry food.
Yep, exactly. And if you live somewhere without a Le Berry, you can have Le Berry delivered by Driftblimp.
Yes.
That's what the
So
preservatives
now. Le Berry
Well,
now is the
that's the
exclusive
only
partner of
time. That's the
DoorDash.
only time Terry's preservative ice is used with Le Berry. That's the only time.
Everyone forgets about Terry and his ice.
Everyone forgets about Terry's ice because no one wants frozen Le Berry until they want it shipped over 24 hours from the Phantom Realm. And then who did I forget? I forgot someone.
Perry.
Oh, Perry. Um, Pear is the only one who actually works at Le Berry. He's still the head not the head chef, because that's not a job you can walk away from, but he's like the head host, like like the host who like will seat you at a restaurant.
Sure.
Yes.
But he's never there.
Perry is the head host and just randomly disappears every now and then. Sometimes there's a fedora sitting on his table and people are kind of confused, but no one questions it.
If you see the fedora, he's not there.
Sometimes a competitor Barry restaurant will open up across town and then suddenly close.
It'll suddenly every time a competitor to Le Berry opens in Newbridge City or Shady Grove, whichever one the original Le Berry is in, every time it opens, it mysteriously manages to self-destruct and collapse on itself within a week.
It doesn't close, it just turns into a new franchise.
It turns into something. It turns into an additional Le Berry location. Just mysteriously, no one understands. Wait, that's how they franchise. That's how they're franchising. Other restaurants are opening in other cities, and then just magically turn into Le Berry.
I don't know if Bap can hold up against Perry. Am I gonna become a franchisee?
So we have 5 owners of a restaurant: a mad scientist, a terrible car salesman,
none of
the
them
IRS
own it.
agent.
None of them own it. The parents actually said all 5 of you are doofuses and handed over the company to their baby sister.
This is changing some of the storylines. I'm not gonna lie. We do have we have established that it's owned by 5 bear Pokemon, so it must be owned by the 5 bears. Because the whole joke, apparently, according to the wiki, is that it was inspired by 5 guys.
I mean,
so
they're bear holders, so they have some form of responsibility.
They're bear holders. They are bear holders. They own collectively 49%.
They only have 5 bears. While their baby sister bought 51% of all of the cards.
I'm done. I can't.
I can't believe that what broke Ahdurin of everything on this show was bear holders.
Oh, it makes sense.
No, like it's perfectly in line. It's perfectly in line. But like
I can't do this. No, you know what?
Tune in next time, folks.
Alright, I have an actual owner. It's not a little sister. Just because we're gonna make this as broken as possible.
Oh yes.
There's a secret owner to all this, okay? So what it really is, they're 1/5 owners of Le Berry, and this is how it's publicly known. Oh, they split the shares, they split the bears, why not? 20-20 a piece, okay? So everybody's got that. In reality, though, they're the only ones that know this, and this is the family secret that they cannot share, is that they only own 49% of the company. Now, this 49% is the only 49% that matters because it's split even. You know what? I don't know.
Well, no. Because the whole point is they don't actually have a controlling share among the 5 of them.
Yeah, they own 49%. No, across the 5 of them, they own 49%.
Sorry.
They own 49%. The other 51% was sold. They were doing an IPO. They had their stock publicly, and then all 51% was bought by some hedge fund in the middle of nowhere. Who runs that hedge fund? A Cub Food. That's right. They're run by legendary Pokemon.
They're run by a legendary bear. It's perfect.
And nobody knows it. They don't know it.
It's perfect.
Look, the accounting just goes to a mysterious hedge fund in the distance, and it comes back.
It wasn't even by it. Like the family, like the parents. Like when they retired, they sold, like they split up the company, and they are the ones who actually, they were convinced to retire by the Cub Food. A couple Urshifus showed up at the door, and it was a whole ordeal. But the family saved face. And
well, here's the thing: legendaries don't exist. So the reality behind all of this is that this was done ages ago, it turns out one of the parents was actually a recruit of the Lost, but not
Yep.
like your generation. We're talking like ages ago, and it's
Yep.
just kind of passed down from generation to generation. Like the family lore is, you will only ever own 49% of the company, but don't worry, the other 51% doesn't really care too much. Like they'll pop, like you'll get
Well,
a
no,
message
the
every
other
now and then.
51% will make sure things stay afloat, but they won't interfere in,
Correct.
They'll
the
only show up
day-to-day.
when the world may be ending.
Exactly.
Right. And so that's what's somehow prompted all of these 5 to actually stay together. There've been feuds and everything like that. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go start up my own thing," but they always come back because they know if they mess up that badly, that the 6th bear shows up, everything
The
goes
big
down.
bear.
That's the legend. The legend behind it is that it's the big bear. There's a big bear that's the real CEO. He's got the old. You remember in like OG Pokemon where Giovanni was always behind a shadowy figure and like
Yup,
the
yup.
TV. The big bear shows up like once a year, if that, and just will direct messages. Usually it's generically like, "Good jobs, revenues are up." But if that guy ever has
You
a
have
meeting
not
that lasts
failed
longer than
me
5
yet.
minutes, if that meeting lasts longer than 5 minutes, these bears have royally screwed up. The worst. The worst.
It works so well too because Urshifu's ability is unseen fist.
The worst instance was back in '87. In '87, 2 of the bears were off on their own. They didn't show up in the business at all. It was all being run by one bear. That meeting lasted 4 minutes 47 seconds, and the other bears were staring at that clock.
You
were
could
just
say the
watching the
Bailey family took a wicked blow that year.
It was during the recession, man. Things were bad, man. Things were rough. Nobody was eating out. It was not
Strikes
very
were
good.
surging.
Yeah,
They've
everything
never
was going
had a
haywire.
single strike.
Berries were not being planted properly. The berry planter was invented because of that. Boom. That's when the berry planter was invented. It's been a lifelong mission by Barry, who knew that his parents had to deal with that back in '87. So he's been trying to work on this ever since, and that's why it's perfected at this point. It's producing berries out the wazoo. All right, that's the end of the episode. Goodbye. We're done. I'm
Turns
done.
out
I've
I'm not
accomplished my
actually
goal.
the normal
Daisy.
recruit. It's Dr. Professor Berry Berry.
Daisy, thank you for entertaining my Urshifu puns.
This is the greatest episode of all time. We're done. The show's canceled. All right, we're finished up. I'll send you guys your checks in the mail. We are done. That's it. Adios.
No. Now what we do is we play a game called Stew Pot, which is about running a tavern.
There it is. Except it's not a tavern. It's Le Berry.
It is Le Berry.
All right.
Le
This is good
Berry.
time.
You put a fedora on the restaurant. Perry Le Berry.
Le Berry?
Oh my gosh. Hey, for the people that are editing the wiki, first off, shout out to you because A, you reminded me that Leberry is spelled Berrie.
Yeah. How did you think it was spelled?
In my notes, it's spelled Leberry.
No, IE. It's French.
Right. So thank you for that. It also confirms that it is a restaurant in Shady Grove. At this point, now it's a chain. We've established that. That doesn't mess with the canon too much. Owned by 5 guys. I think in the post game of the last episode, you were talking about, is there any Pokemon that like are flatly not related to another one of the same species or something like that? They have notes in here talking about it's unconfirmed whether the Spinda who owns a berry is the same as any of the other Spinda that appeared. I'm gonna say this right now, it is not. These are 2 completely different Spinda, which is supposed to happen. This one has no spots.
Wait, Jeff has no spots?
Jeff has no spots.
That's why he's not dizzy.
That's why he's not dizzy.
You're right.
He's not trying to count all his spots. He knows it's 0.
He's got no spots. It's weird. We don't really talk about it. He doesn't really talk about it.
I'm gonna pull up a Spinda generator and find one with no spots.
I don't think it's possible.
No, you can get pretty close.
Back, I think, right?
Spinda sprite generator. There's got to be something. Yeah, Spinda pattern generator. Here we go. I'm pretty sure if we just give it, it's what, 8 bytes? I gave it a spin. I gave it all 0s. Wait, how do I?
There's an article about this actually. So the spot generator, it's impossible to put them in a place where the one that would appear on the left cheek is completely gone.
that makes sense.
So you'll see at most like a
couple
quarter
pixels.
of a quarter of a spot. Yeah.
That's a shame.
So this guy, no spots. We don't talk about it. He's just,
Nope.
vibe.
Which Spinda is shiny? Is it just the red is yellow?
Oh, I thought it was like a purplish color. Am I wrong?
I thought I just want to confirm. I thought it was a color change.
Or no, it's like a green color or something.
Oh, disgusting. Ew.
It is, yeah, it's like a lime, not quite lime.
Jeff may or may not be a shiny Spinda. No one knows.
Oh, but the body would still be. You would still.
Oh, is the body not? Oh, I thought
the body's
body was
red, like their arms, and then they've got like a.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, it's like a
jumpsuit.
it's like a color swap, basically.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's kind of. I don't know. Nevertheless, like normal Spinda. No, I know normal Spinda has red on their arms, and then like almost like an undershirt, something like that. I'll just show it to you, or you can find it.
Hey, Daisy.
Huh?
Remember when Otterud came into the recording and said, "Guys, I have a plan. I know exactly what we're gonna do. I know exactly what's gonna happen. I actually wrote everything out for this episode."
Yeah, and we've been following that plan exactly so far, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not
No
only,
notes.
Not only have we not started the plan, I made an effort to be like, guys, we're starting this episode really early in the recording. We are now 46 minutes in, and we have not budged.
Yep. We have spent 30 minutes on the Berry family. You're welcome.
Oh, what a gift. Look, these are the important things.
Well, yeah. This is
The
world
story's
building
gonna
right
happen when the story happens.
here. Yeah.
These things just don't happen normally.
All right. Anywho, so where were we half an hour ago? Yes. Wary the Beware appears. Hello, this is Anaru, the GM, PM, DM of Not a Scratch, and thank you for listening to this episode. As always, episodes come out bi-weekly, so be sure to follow us, subscribe, and do all those things you ought to do when supporting a podcast. They're very important, they're helpful, they're useful. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way, the easiest way, the cost-effective way to do so is to share us with your friends. Share us with anybody that's recently gotten a Switch 2. That's new. When this episode came out, the Switch 2 was but a distant future thought, and now it's been out for like a month or something. It's wild. Also, you can leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews help to bring new people into our community and give us advice on what we can improve upon in the future. Shout out to, I'm not going to say their name yet, but we recently got a suggestion that I think might be in the next season. So stay tuned for that. You can follow us on the socials at NotAScratchcast or at AhdurinRegion, or email us at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast, like the thing I just mentioned that I'm hinting about right now, or just want to reach out to us. We've got a Discord for Not a Scratch with a bunch of amazing people that have joined, which you can join to help build that Not a Scratch community, and we've got a website which you can check out at www.notascratchcast.com. Speaking of that website, it's got our episodes, our merch page, and our art page, where we do all sorts of cool art postings that the fans have submitted. So if you want to submit yours towards our website, please let us know. We'd be happy to do it with credit and the whole 9 yards. So absolutely check that out if you haven't already. Speaking of merch, as I mentioned at the start of the episode, the Not a Scratch 5-year anniversary coin is available now only through June of 2025 for pre-order. If there are a few extra afterwards, I cannot guarantee that there are any. Depends on pre-order sizing, but if there are extras, they might be available afterwards. If you want to guarantee yourself one, though, you can do so by ordering now. Special bonus 5% discount using the code BIRTHDAY5, which gets you 5% off. Get it the cheap way. That's helpful. You get the cool collectible item. Thumbs up. I'm very excited about this. The design we've got is very cool, and I'm hoping that people like it. Speaking of things that we like, we want to thank Glitch City for the songs Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi remix, and here goes a bunch of Mystery Dungeon stuff. Mystery Dungeon Time Gear remix, not Team, was I about to say Team Gear? Time Gear remix, Sea of Time remix, Temporal Tower remix, and Primal Dialga remix. We went through the whole gauntlet. They're fantastic. We also have Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver Route 47 remix as well. But don't think we haven't forgotten about Tabletop Audio, which we want to thank for the songs Before the Storm, Tavern Music, Waterkeep Night, Temple Garden, and Solemn Vow. We also want to shout out our Patreon members. We at Not a Scratch have a Patreon where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, behind the scenes looks at what goes into the games, and more. You'll also be recognized right here. So thank you to our Patreon members, Ursa93, Eli, Damon Liger, Fennec, Evelyn C., Arming Sword and Buckler, Darkrai Drive, and Intellion Spy. For more information, you can check out the links in the episode description or contact us on the socials. If you got promos, we'll be doing the promo thing as well. No promo in this episode, but next time, maybe. Speaking of promo things, though, I do want to mention this thing here. We are approaching the end of the season. So as a result, we are now open to questions for season Q&As that we do. If you're a member of the Discord, there's a dedicated section that you can go to submit those questions. If you're not, however, tag us on social media, and we'll be jotting down those questions, giving you the shout out that you deserve for the questions, and maybe answering them. Maybe we won't, and it'll just be a secret, or maybe it's going to reveal in the next episode, next future episodes, next future arcs. Who knows? So questions are open for submission. We are about 3 or 4 episodes away from it, I think. So kind of depends on how I break episodes up. So be sure to check that out in the future. For now, though, we go back to us finally getting on track and actually doing the story thing. Maybe this will answer one of your questions. The biggest question being, why can't these guys move forward in the story? I'm going to tell you right now, you can try asking that as many times as you want. We have no answer for that. So, old me, take it away with plot. Yes. Wary the Beware appears. And of course, this is our car salesman who comes on board. I think, Rose, give me a smart roll with advantage.
Okay, I need to get my dice.
Kyle, if you want to roll smart, you can, though you would be straight up.
Smart. Da, 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 da. That is a nat 20.
Oh my god. You know the episode's actually started because I'm actually dumping out my dice.
I know this bear. They've tried to come in and franchise my bakery before.
You're lucky that it was Wary and not Perry.
At the end of this, I'll have to take off a fedora.
Fat 3.
Okay, Kyle, you got no idea who this bear is. It's a bear. Whoa.
Hey, excuse you, it's a Beware.
It's a Beware. I'm not even sure if you know that.
Oh,
It's just a bear to you.
it's like
It looks vaguely like that one guy you saw way back when.
Nope, it just says bear.
What's a bear? Kyle knows what a bear is, but doesn't know.
Meanwhile, Rose, you know exactly who this is. You've done business deals with them. They tried to franchise you. They almost succeeded, but another bear showed up to kind of be like, hey, talk them down. No, this guy isn't one of them. This is a good shop. Ominous tone in the air. On a completely unrelated note, that restaurant that was like 4 doors down from you disappeared and replaced with a LeBerry, but we don't really talk about that. This is a bear you've met before. You know what? Why not? We'll make that connection. It's not like it dramatically changes the story as far as I know. This is Wary the Beware. We've established this half an hour ago. But now, for real. And they appear to you. They walk up, and honestly, I kind of like the vibes that this bear actually has that Spinda vibe, even though it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh
So this
my
bear-
gosh.
this
Does
bear-
Wary have spots?
But Wary doesn't have spots, but like Wary appears and is like, oh, hello. He's looking the wrong direction. Like he walks out of the bushes backwards and it's like, hello. Just the sheer frustration from Rose's voice as Kyle and Rotom presumably looking at you like, you good?
Oh yeah, Rotom's just here watching. Right.
Rotom has no idea what's going on.
Okay, but we're like Rotom's here.
Right. Rotom is here. Victini has disappeared. He's behind the projector of the tree or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, actually, you know what? This bear staring straight at it.
Yep.
That's a great looking tree. Anywho.
Yep.
I just looked at the people with me as if he tries to sell you something, say no.
Rotom's like, okay.
Kyle has one eyebrow raised and like, huh?
Turns around, for people at home that are wrestling fans, turns around like Joe Hendry. This is gonna go over your heads, it doesn't matter. And looks at you guys like, hi,
I'm Wary, and I'm here right now to share with you the amazing deal of the wacky inflatable tube car man, whatever the joke was. I can't remember. I don't know.
I am aware.
You're aware of Wary the Beware? Wow!
I am aware.
A wary
Hey,
the
don't I know
wary.
you? Are you a current restaurant, a former restaurant, or a soon-to-be restaurant? Sounds good to me.
I've
Meanwhile,
put you out of
you
business
go.
once. Don't make me do it again.
I love how Wary is asking the Audino, "Are you a restaurant?"
Anywho, young man stares directly at Kyle. How would you like to be the proud owner of a brand new 2022 Honda Odyssey? Turns
make eye
around,
contact.
it's staring straight at the project, like pointing at the projector of the tree. Boom! Look at it. It shines in its glory. Look at that horsepower at a leaf. Look at the design at the projector. Look at this shine! Pointing at Victini, who is looking very frustrated right now, and like, oh my gosh. It's a 2022 Honda Odyssey. Can be yours for the low price of 2 gold bars.
Kyle manages to mime empty pockets.
Alternatively, we can sell it for 4 empty pockets.
Kyle is gonna look over at Rose just to gauge Rose's level of like genuine concern here.
I just start pulling out some Poke Puffs, and then I gently take Wary's hand and place some Poke Puffs in there and say, "What do you need?"
What do I need? What do I need? I need your help. I don't know who you are. I do know who you are. Wait a minute. You were from... he's like slowly trying to say words, and you just keep like nodding your head. I assume you're like nodding your yes. Like, you are from Vulcan, no, not Bill, Vulcanberg, haha, yeah, in the Natura, in the Alcast, no, Vlama, yeah.
Yeah, you opened up a shop a couple stores down. Unfortunately, went under.
Just blank stare at you. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I deal in the acquisition of businesses. I don't deal in the running of the businesses, as you can probably tell.
It doesn't seem like anybody deals in the running of business.
Excuse me, my brother tries. Anywho,
Chirp,
I
chirp,
need your help.
chirp.
Because, like, yeah, just silence. There's a cricket tot that appears out of nowhere and just like, no, I'm not doing anything, and just walks away. Anywho, I need your help to get into the Tenebrous state, because they're not letting me in. I don't know why.
What? Who?
Kyle at this point has his arms crossed and is looking at him like, okay, whoa, I don't trust you, Mr. Snake Oil Man.
I don't know what it was. My record is clean after I burned that building down, so all is good, okay? Records building, schmeckers building. Anywho, I tried to go in, and they were just like, we don't know who you are. And I'm like, check the records building. Oh, wait, never mind. But, like, you know, like, they're not letting me in. And I don't know why that's the case. They let the other guy in. He just kind of shook their hand, and they were good to go. But for me.
Who's the other guy?
Oh, I don't know, some Pokemon that was by.
What?
You know what? Why don't I just show you? I think that might be better. Maybe you're a visual learner and not an awesome learner like me. Anywho, let's go.
Hold on.
Victini has clearly understood. Like, Victini's kind of nuts, but they understand how nuts they are, and they can tone it down at times. So I think Victini's like, oh, this guy does not know what's going on. And so it's like putting up the projector, fully visible, just like, all right, let me just put this away. Clearly, you're not going to tell anybody. You can barely tell who I am, let alone packing up a backpack, V-wheel in full form, just rolling it down. It's like, all right, we're traveling at this point.
Are there usually people who stop people from going to other places? So far, it seems like we've just been able to walk across the borders easily.
I mean, there's been like check-ins occasionally, but usually they're just kind of like, welcome, here's a goodie bag. Like, they promote you traveling.
So we've like actually seen and interacted with like little gatehouse guard people.
Yes, yeah. Kyle has at least. I don't know if you
Kyle
technically have.
has?
Yeah, there was a whole little thing with you and Sindoran when you went into this when you went into I remember this because you
Into
did a
a
whole like
town, but not into
it was
what
like a
is this?
border thing. I gave a goodie
Okay.
bag. I forget what was
Okay.
in it, but I remember that.
Okay. Sure.
Sure, why not?
Thank
But
you.
anyway, this is kind of odd because usually they're like, "Welcome, welcome. Here's the things. Here are the sights. Here's the cool thing." And this one's like, "No," which is new.
Hmm.
Victini is already
Is-
like halfway down there because like Victini's like, I know the eventual next plot point is gonna happen there, so I'm gone.
Um, did we establish? There's no guild in Tenebris, is there?
There is no guild in China.
I had an idea, but I was like, nope, that's not gonna work. I was gonna be like, Kyle could just beam him in. Would he be in a holding cell? Sure, but hey,
I mean, it sounds like the records building might need to account for that.
yeah. Didn't we just set up camp?
It's night, so I mean, it's not. We're not talking like a ways away. We're talking, a 5-minute walk, if that.
Oh, okay.
It's just late at night, so you decided not to. But if you wanted to check it out now, you could.
I think Kyle's gonna pick up his bag and just kind of look at Rose and nod to the road questioningly.
I shrug, I guess. We should go. I don't really know what they're talking about. They said somebody else was with them. Maybe that's important.
Rotom, so should we go or not go? I'm not sure.
And I think
Yeah?
at this point, Rotom's like the only one left at camp, right? Because Victini's gone.
Yeah, Victini's gone. Are you guys are
I
gone?
think we started walking, so Rotom's
Oh,
just like
yeah.
by
Hey,
himself.
wait,
like,
Oh,
wait,
did we
wait,
start
wait.
walking? Oh,
I don't
nice.
know.
Wait for me. And you guys head over to the borders. Now, most of the borders have been kind of like large gates, if that. Kind of just being like, hey, don't jump around for no reason. There is some rules and regulations and all that sort of stuff. You gotta actually pay tolls occasionally and stuff like that. Yeah, professionals, etc. You guys are tourists. It doesn't matter. But this feels odd. Like this is a little bit more structured. Shrug shoulders. And it all kind of funnels from whatever paths into a road that leads towards these large black gates, of which there looks to be a Pokemon guarding that gate.
Is it an African swallow or a European swallow? That is all that's going through my head right now.
Oh, bro. Well, what would you like to do from here? As a reminder, you can roll whenever, whatever, as long as you let me know in advance what you're trying to do.
I mean, we can't make out who's in front of the gate.
Not from here. You're still a ways away right now. Are you going to go to the gate itself? I just have you guys on a hill.
I mean, I think that's like the plan, right? Because Victini and Wary are rolling, right?
Well, Victini has now put up the projector again. They've kind of been drawing in, while waiting for you, they've been drawing in extra branches to make it like extra secure.
Extra
I guess.
tree.
Extra tree. Wary is now heading towards the gate.
I guess I look at Victini and I'm just like, do you know what's going on?
Victini, for once, is somewhat serious in that they're kind of confused. This is not normal. Normally, they're just like everywhere else. They kind of bring you in, they tell you the lay of the land, they say, hey, don't do this, yada yada. This is a bit odd. I've never heard of them having a guard here as well. Usually, they kind of just, you scamp yourself in, usually.
Is there any?
I assume Wary's just teetering along.
Wary at this point is having a loud conversation with the guard, who is not letting him through under any
I want to
circumstance.
hear this. Kyle's just gonna like slowly make his way down the hill to within earshot of what is presumably a shouting match that can be heard
Coupons,
from
man.
the other side of the hill.
Coupons. 10% off all drinks at Leberry franchises if you just let me in the door. Pokemon doesn't budge. At this point, Kyle, you're close enough. You can see the Pokemon there is a Dreepy. And I don't know, Rose, if you're coming down or still talking with Victini about how this is confusing, but...
Baby Dragapult, right?
Baby Dracavolt, yes.
Yeah.
I guess I'm following along as well.
Is it just one Dreepy?
It is one Dreepy. There's another Dreepy on the other side of the gate.
Two Dreepies.
Two Dreepies.
Two Dreepies.
Two Dreepi.
Well, actually, two Dreepy. It's two Dreepy, but are they like two Dreepy, or are these the two Dreepy that live inside the head of a big boy?
Big Boy's not here currently.
Who?
Dreepers. Unless the gate is the Dragon Bolt.
Big
So-
Dragon Ball, I'll tell you right now.
Dragon Ball gets substitute, doesn't it?
It substitutes into a gate. But the Dreepy right now is like, nope, under no circumstances are you allowed inside. You're not allowed. Okay? 15% off coupons. 15%. They're massive deals. I can get it to you right here, right now. Did you know I have 1/5 ownership of Le Berry? That's 9.8%, ladies and gentlemen. Math. Clearly wrong. Does not matter. That's actually how much he owns, I think, right?
I was gonna say someone do the. I'm pretty sure 9.8% is like actually a fifth of 49.
Yep, yeah. Just did the math here. 9.8%, that's half the business. Dreepy's like, nope, will not let you through under any circumstance. Unless you do me a favor. A favor? I'm trying to do you a favor right now. 25% off all entrees with the order of a drink. It is that easy, man.
I just want to hear these coupons get progressively more more egregious.
Well, so that's continuing. And Dreepy's like, look, we're not letting you in because you're not doing it, okay? Move over. You, points at Kyle at this point you're here, right?
Yeah.
You want in or not?
Kyle just kind of looks up at the gate, looks back at Rose, looks over at Wary, and just kind of looks back at the Dreepy and just nods.
All right, come on, pay it up.
Kyle is confused. Like, Kyle is very visibly like, huh?
Pay it up. Don't you see the sign? And you can see there's a sign, entrance to the state. And they have different values based on where you're from and whether this is your first time or not. So if you're from Tenebris, it's free. You show your card and you're good. First time visiting, it costs 1,000 poke.
Good. Kyle is gonna sneak a quick peek at his guild badge and see if his guild badge has anything useful for him.
The guild badge says L plus ratio, basically.
Oh my
nothing.
god. Does it say that Kyle's one of the snow riders? At least?
It's no
Or, well, because Kyle's like technically on vacation, but that is the
yeah, but
last
Snow
guild.
Riders.
Frost
Riders.
Riders.
Yeah.
Same difference.
It would say Frost Riders. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still there.
Kyle is just gonna take his badge out and just be like, I need to be here for important security related reasons.
Dreepy looks at you. Does it look like I give a flying fortress? Points at the sign again.
Kyle at this point is like furiously tapping on the badge, just like you're not. See, talk to my guild manager. I'll file all the paperwork. I just, it's time sensitive matter.
Dreepy is not budging under any circumstance. They're just like, look, I don't care if the king of Outcast region showed up and was like, let you in. You don't pay the fine, you don't get in.
Kyle's eyebrow raises at the word fine?
Entrance fee.
Kyle at this point kind of puts his badge away and is kind of just muttering to himself, just like, this is so stupid. And he's just standing there kind of pacing, looking back along the path at Rose and Brotom and somewhere up on the hill Victini.
At this point,
for them to make their way down.
At this point, Wary has progressively made these coupons so insane that he's like, if you walk in the store and look at a product, I give you a restaurant for free. It is right there. It is clear as day.
There's no fine print of the coupon. It just says that verbatim. Like, there is no like catch. It is a genuine, like, fully like valid coupon to just own a new Le Berry restaurant.
It says it at the bottom. The only thing on the bottom is like terms and conditions may apply. This is redeemable for 1/100th of a poke. What's a cash value? Is this? Yeah. So you just get that instead.
I guess I'll go up too and be like, and why can't this one go in?
Are you talking about Kyle, I presume?
Oh no, I'm talking about Wary.
He's not paying, so he's not going in. And speaking of, are you paying or are you not going in? I
I guess
can't
I'll
tell
just
if
sit down.
Okay. I'm like, is the connection gone? And I feel like
No,
it
that's
means
that's
my-
what I thought too. I was sitting there like, I was about to like alt tab over. And nope,
I was-
we're
I
just
was-
sitting down.
I was wondering how long it would take.
I think Rotom. I think at this point, Rotom is kind of like, all right, guys. I don't think this is gonna work so well. Let's figure out if we can pay. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Kind of pulls you guys over.
I'm
Wary at
still
this
sitting,
point.
I think.
Well, the Rotom. I don't know if you want to. You can join or not. It's up to you. But
Rose
I'm trying to
is
pull you back to
being
where Victini is.
dragged along the ground while sitting down in protest. As
Wary
Rotom
at
tries
this
to prepare
point.
a sidebar.
Wary at this point. Buy one item, get all items free. And is trying to negotiate this with the Dreepy. At this point, the Dreepy in the front isn't even bargaining with him, so he's trying to do this with the Dreepy in the back, who's not listening either. Meanwhile, that's occurring over there. The phenomenal car salesman that he is. You guys are up here. Victini looks puzzled, because this is new even for Victini. As as you guys are here, Kyle muttering to himself, Rose muttering to yourself as well. I don't know.
Nope, I'm just sitting. They said I could pay or I could stay, and I'm staying.
So Victini, do you know what's going on here? Well, there's a couple ideas in my head. The first one is that we got a couple of rogue Dreepies here trying to steal money, which, cool, but also not cool. Two, Tenebris has gone into full lockdown for some reason, which is concerning to me. Three, there's a big boss behind all this, and all of which aren't really good. We could pay the fine. I don't know if you want to do that. We could try to jump the border. I don't like that, but I'm out of ideas outside of that. So, the V-Wheel also is not particularly helpful right now. I think the V-Wheel is also kind of confused, and right now, all of the different sections on the V-Wheel just have a question mark on it. The V-Wheel does not have great ideas right now.
Mr. Wheel, can you have spots that give poke?
The V-Wheel kind of speaks up. The V-Wheel has already been spun.
Mr. Wary hasn't spun the V wheel.
The V-Wheel is concerned about Mr. Wary spinning the wheel.
We can keep an eye on him. We can camouflage you as a non-V wheel.
The V-Wheel is concerned the wheel and the spinning mechanism will be in two different spots after the wheel is spun. The wheel would like to stay intact.
I am so glad we can converse with the wheel.
Oh my gosh.
I just see a thought bubble above the V wheel of it rolling without its stand, and I just see the wheel shuddering.
The V-Wheel does not like what it thinks.
What if one of us were to spin you on Mr. Wary's behalf?
Well, the issue I think Victini at this point speaks. So the reason why the wheel could spin is because I gave you guys the opportunity to do so because you did something honorable, that helped us. And between you and me, I do not think that Wary is gonna be particularly helpful to us in any capacity. No offense.
Kyle just kind of looks at Victini and just kind of gives like a conciliatory nod of like, yeah, fair enough.
Well, there was no way that he was just a plot device to get us to this border. He's so interesting.
At this point, I think Wary is now starting to like loudly scream and is saying, "This coupon is a coupon for all coupons. It works in other places. It works for other locations. It works in the real world. Like this thing, you could trade this in for a Macy's gift card. Like it works everywhere.
It works in the real world. What does that
It
mean?
works in the real world. I hand this to you, Dreepy. You can redeem this in the real world.
Unrelated, if you see a Dreepy at your local supermarket, do not be alarmed.
Yes, very true.
Do not pay the fine they ask for.
Also very true. Maybe. I don't know. You can do so. This is okay. So I leave. So basically, long story short, how would you like to solve this conundrum? Basically, there was a door that is still there.
I feel like we've been in a situation before.
Yeah, last time you tried not to do. You tried everything except actually opening the gate. I think
I opened the gate.
with the dreamy there.
I
I don't know. I'll leave this up to you. How would you guys like to approach this? The time right now, I think, for your sake, is about 9-ish. We'll say. After it was 8 before, maybe it's like 8:39, somewhere in that.
What if we just passive aggressively set up camp right outside the gate?
I mean, I am sitting here.
I mean,
Kyle's
Rosie
gonna
before.
start unpacking his bag and like reestablishing camp.
I thought you were going to say reestablishing dominance. Between me and the Droopy, I'm reestablishing dominance.
I mean, listen, they're one and the same.
Sure. All right, you set up camp there. The Droopy looks at you, kind of like loudly exclaims, "If you can set up camp, you can pay."
Kyle mimes empty pockets.
Where he's like, wait, I have an idea, okay? I have a Honda Odyssey 2022 version. I'll trade it with Kyle for 4 empty pockets, and I'll give you the 4 empty pockets. Huh? How about that? Droopy's like, no. Anywho, is there anything else you would like to do before the night begins?
I think I'm still sitting there, right?
At this point, yeah. If we dragged you back to where Victini was, we have dragged you now back to where this is. You have not budged.
Kyle's ready to just go hog chew me, but
Okay.
Kyle will be sleeping on top of it today.
All right.
Kyle doesn't trust these creepy.
Victini goes away. You sleep. Rose, you sleeping?
I guess so.
You sleep sitting up. You sleep looking like a like the what's it, the Zen mode Daramaka or whatever,
Yeah.
where your hands are just like crossed or whatever. Just fall asleep directly like that. Rotom goes to sleep. As you go to sleep, you hear Wary making some last deal that I can't think of because I've just traded the world and expect in essence for getting into this door that they will not accept. And you go to sleep. I need both of you to roll for me. No.
Oh,
No. Don't do that. I need Rose to roll for me, Smart.
Oh.
Smart.
Because Kyle, yours is happening regardless.
18.
That little shout of surprise came out higher pitched than I was expecting. I surprised myself with that one.
Rose's 18 will come back to you. Kyle, you go to sleep. You wake up. Where would you like to be? I'll let you pick the setting. What feels comfortable to you? What feels good for you? What feels bad for you? Whatever. I'll let you pick.
Where does Kyle want to? Okay. Where does Kyle want to be, like, for a dream, or where does Kyle want to be right now? Where Kyle wants to be right now is on the other side of that gate.
For the dream, unfortunately.
Kyle wants to be on the other side of that gate.
You wake up and you're on the other side of the gate.
Yeah, woo! Let's go.
Okay. In a dream, where are you being?
Other side of the gate.
You don't know what's on the other side of the gate,
I
Kyle.
can see the other side of the gate. It's just
Then-
more forest.
I mean, yes, but also, is that where... Okay, sure.
Yes, that's where Kyle wants to be.
You wake up in a forest that may or may not be on the other side of the gate.
I want to turn around and see if I'm on the other side of the gate. Or am I so deep in the forest that I cannot see whether or not there's a giant looming gate to the north?
You see trees all around you. Ooh, get you out of here.
Okay, all right, I'm in
I
forest.
don't know. You can do forest, no forest, yay forest, something else.
Yeah.
All right. So you wake up in a forest. Calm, cool, collected. It's eerily silent,
Oh.
but honestly, also it's kind of like that. It's eerily silent because you've been around noise basically all day, but it's also calming silence. This reminds you
Aw.
way back in the ancient days where you would go into the forest and start drawing things.
Yeah, this is nice. I think Kyle's gonna look around for any quick landmarks, and if he doesn't see any, he's gonna just start taking a nice stroll and explore.
Sure. You go through. Yeah, if you want to keep walking, you can. Right now, you're just smack dab in the middle of a bunch of trees. But as you walk around, you see like a flower bed. There's a small pond as well. And there's like a wooden. What are they called? what's wood things that go out in the ocean? Dock. Almost like a dock. What do you what are they called anything when you're like fishing and you've got the wooden things in the middle of a pond or something? I don't know what I'm thinking of. Do you know?
Yeah, just like a dock, kind of.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
Or
only
pier.
the only other word I can think of is a pier, but a pier is just a bigger dock.
Right. Okay. So we got a small
A
dock. As if there was
launch.
like something like
Oh, now we're getting really deep into the thesaurus.
that. You see there's a Pokemon that's kind of sitting on the dock. You're a ways away now. Up to you if you want to go close or not.
I mean, is there anything else around?
I mean, there's more forest. There's the rest of the pond.
Okay, I think Kyle's gonna start heading over towards the pond and the dock and just, explore.
As you walk over to the pond, you recognize the Pokemon on the dock.
I
The
do.
Pokemon on the dock, because you're in a forest, and this is you, is Celebi.
Oh, great. I think Kyle's gonna. What's Celebi doing? Is Celebi just like sitting on the dock? Is Celebi floating there? Is
Celebi's like sitting on the dock looking into the pond, kind of staring at their reflection.
I think Kyle's gonna walk up next to Celebi and plop down.
Celebi turns around to you. Give me an insight roll.
Insight.
Insight.
That's beauty.
Yes, I believe so.
That is no modifier. 12.
12.
Did I
Celebi's
just
older.
violently throw my die against the edge of my keyboard? Maybe.
Celebi looks at you, and you look back, and you can instantly tell Celebi is older. Much older.
That's crazy. What do you mean Celebi's older?
Like, Celebi looks older. I don't know how else to describe
That's wild. I did not think Celebi could age. Here we are.
it. They look at you, no shenanigans, no massive things. They just look at you with a curious expression on their face.
Kyle looks back with an equally curious expression and kind of like mimes on his face a little wrinkle on his cheek and points at Celebi.
I do not remember the voice I gave Celebi because it has been a while, and for some reason I can't find it on my sheet.
I know it's not
like-
right. In my mind, Celebi's voice and Victini's voice are very similar.
Okay, I figured as much. I would assume so.
But I don't think that's necessarily the case, but
It's all good. But Celebi looks at you and just, and when are you from?
Kyle Kyle wouldn't have like a calendar or anything on him.
No, I mean, you would know the date, but
Yeah.
just by like mental math. I don't know if you would have a calendar per se.
Yeah, I think Kyle's just gonna go. When's the last time Kyle saw Celebi? A month ago? 2 months ago?
About, yeah.
I think Kyle's gonna go, what, I assume 2 months after the last time you saw me? Unless you see me in the future too?
Did you see Celebi after the time travel shenanigans?
No.
I'm trying
I
to go
don't
through.
think
I don't
so.
remember.
I
Because
don't
Rose
think
hasn't seen Celebi.
No, I think the last time Kyle saw Celebi was getting back from time travel and Bush.
Okay, so it's all right. In that case, it's been it's been almost exactly 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm from a long time ahead. You're so young, and so well. I shouldn't get that far. How can I help? I don't know if it's
Kyle?
clear to you at this point, but this is a Celebi. This is probably the closest interpretation to what you expected Celebi to be, if that makes any sense. Okay, what Kyle expected Celebi to be.
Yeah. Which is why Kyle's a little skeptical. Because Kyle's met Celebi. Never meet your heroes, kids. So I think Kyle's just gonna kind of. Excuse me. Sorry, it's nap time. Yeah, I think Kyle's just gonna look back at Celebi and just a little confused, just like, well, I mean, I don't have any. I figured we're here because you wanted to tell me something. I don't know.
Oh no, I didn't summon you this time. This is your subconscious. It sounds like I can help in some capacity. Who's your partner now?
We found this this Audino who's one of the recruits now.
Oh, okay. So no Ralph, huh?
Does Kyle cautiously remember who? Because I forget how we established how the memories work.
You know what happened.
Yeah, but I forget if it's like a very like conscious. Because we established.
Conscious memory.
Okay.
You experienced it, you know all about that stuff. You also know you're not supposed to,
No, like
if that makes
what?
sense.
Like I think when Celebi says no, Ralph, I think Kyle's confused for a second because Kyle's just like the kid from class, and then he goes, "Oh, the kid from class."
Yeah, I think it's probably that. Like your default is that, but then you went through all that with Ralph. You Kyle, remember that and know that
This is
it's
Kyle
something.
B. This is Kyle B. But then Celebi saying that is like unlocking memories of Kyle A. It's
Yes.
Like, oh, that Ralph. Kyle, I think like turns back to, or Kyle like Celebi asks a question. Kyle looks confused, turns away, and like his head like snaps back, eyes wide, just like, oh, yeah, no, Ralph.
Kind of liked him. He was nice. You'll see though. Your partners kind of draw themselves to you for a reason. To kind of balance you out in one way or the other. So Rose has special powers that you know about, and special powers that I don't think they know about. Again, I can't say too much, otherwise it'll start shifting things.
Kyle's 10-year-old brain is fixated on partner balance. Kyle's nice. Or Ralph's nice. I'm not nice.
No, you know what I mean.
No. Kyle didn't voice it. Kyle was just like that's where his brain is fixated
Okay.
on. So he's like half listening to what Celebi is saying.
You ever just reflect on the timeline? I don't know if you have. It's kind of my job at this point, but it's weird. Timelines are weird, Kyle.
Kyle like slowly nods, just like I get a sense. Like Kyle's just like I can imagine, considering Kyle is now dealing with memories of a different Kyle. Kyle's just like yeah, timelines are weird.
Because here's the thing. I'll share this with you. At some point you'll learn this anyway. Might as well be from me. Timeline isn't one line, but it's also not multiple lines. I know, confusing. Let me explain. There are specific events that have to happen in the timeline. And no matter what I do, no matter what the boss does, those have to stay still. The world has to form, and sooner or later, the world has to end. And there's a bunch of interesting points in between, surprising sometimes which one of those fixed points occur as they do, but everything around it is flexible. Like, think about it. Ages and ages ago, you and Ralph went and stopped a thing from occurring, a big event that occurred, and yet that somehow didn't stop the world-ending sequence that's happening right now? Keldeo was always destined to be a legend, but how they became a legend is flexible. Rubber bands around pins is how I like to think about it. And, as you go through timeline after timeline, bouncing around from place to place, it gets draining at times. Yeah, Celebi at this point is just venting to you.
Yeah, no, like at this point, Kyle has like turned like to face like up to this point, Kyle had been like also sitting like feet swinging over the edge of the dock, just vibing. But now Kyle is like fully like attention focused on Celebi, just like wait. The legendary has thoughts. Oh my god, I want to hear.
It's rough. I mean, it's rough for me, but I can at least handle it because legendary powers actually help to contain it in some way. But I wonder how the recruits felt. I never bothered to ask. And you're, no offense, too early in your recruitdom for me to really ask you. It's times like these I think about retirement, just not doing the job anymore. But for me, that's not a choice. For you guys, it's always a choice.
Kyle just kind of looks half questioningly because he doesn't quite comprehend why retirement would be a choice, I guess. Kyle's just like, what do you mean? You're a recruit, you do the thing, and you keep doing the thing.
But once you do the thing, what happens? Do you just stay a recruit forevermore, or do you decide, I'm done? You give up your recruitdom for somebody else, for something else.
Kyle, I think, is like very confused by the question. I don't know if Kyle could quite like wrap his head around the idea of after recruitdom.
He's just like, all
Like,
right,
I-
we do the
like-
thing, and then the story ends, right? You close the book, and Kyle
Well-
just exists in that state of bliss immediately after winning.
Well, because Kyle's just like, okay, like we'll stop the big bad, but then like I still, because in Kyle's mind he's like, I'd still be a recruit, I just wouldn't be on a mission. That's how Kyle's mind works. Kyle's mind is like, what is school? What is life? What is growing up? I am Peter Pan. That's where Kyle's mind is at. So Kyle's like, I guess like looking at Celebi like like with a bit, not quite like a blank stare, but like just visible kind of like gears grinding, just like gears grinding, but nothing happening in there, you know? Just like,
Yeah. How many recruits you got at this point? I think Selby's still also, as they're venting to you, trying to get a grasp of like where you are on the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you what happens in January, because then they'll mess up what happens in January.
Kyle starts like counting on his fingers. It's what? 1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8?
I'm trying to count myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9.
8. Yep.
9. Kyle kind of knows a dark hero ish.
Oh sure. 8.5.
I think Kyle responds with 8.5.
And Ralph is 1 or 0 or the half.
Kyle shakes his head.
So you have wait, what? 1, no, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, what did I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay, you have 9 including Ralph, so 8 without Ralph, and then 8.5 with the dark hero. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
I counted wrong. That's on me.
So Kyle like somehow on his 6 fingers has managed to communicate 8.5.
It's like da 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 da. Okay. You ever wonder why Ralph's door isn't there, but is there?
I think for the first time in his life, Kyle is now putting thought into that question. Kyle is just like initially like Selby asked the question, Kyle just like shakes his head no, and then like halfway through shaking his head no is kind of like slowing down, just like, huh, yeah, that is weird.
Because there's always got to be 12 recruits. That's part of the old prophecy legend from way back when. There's always 12. There's always a dozen. And right now,
Kyle's eyes widen because he did not know this.
it's always got to be 12. And you've been operating with 11, kind of. Because you have a 12th recruit. You just can't do anything.
I think Kyle kind of is slowly nodding along. He's like, okay. I'm very yawny today. I apologize.
No, it's all good. So I kind of wonder, do you know, well, let's see if you can put the pieces together. Do you know who that 12th recruit is? The one that's helping you all this time, but isn't a recruit today?
Kyle very firmly shakes his head no, just like, no. Kyle is surprised at the fact that there's more than one other. Kyle's just like, all right, well, because in Kyle's mind, they've been operating with 8.
Well, I guess you don't talk to them too much, but come on. Think about it, Kyle. Every story has an author.
Kyle looks to camera.
It's been me the whole time. No. Come on, Kyle. Who's inside the rock horn?
Kyle's just, and mentioning the rock horn, Kyle's like eyes widen, and he just goes, oh. And then just goes, he hasn't really said much lately.
Because I think he's going through the same thing I am right now. Difference is, I can't choose to I can't choose to retire, but I also don't need to. Kyle, weirdly, the choices that you and Ralph made way back then have been influencing the story today. Because, again, things have to happen, those fixed points have to occur. Keldeo has to become a legend. The world has to end a year from June, or at least has to be in that sort of status of maybe ending. But who the 12 are doesn't really matter. So I think your friend inside the rock horn has kind of been holding on all this time to fill in that gap. But a storyteller doesn't have stories forever. And once they're gone, who takes their place? Who writes those prophecies for the future? I know the answer. I'm wondering if you will.
Kyle is sitting there with a pen and paper, just looking at Celebi like, please, by all means, inform me.
I can't. For a variety of reasons. The main thing is, if I tell you it doesn't happen. I've seen that line. Some reason. Not sure why.
Kyle's eyes kind of roll a little bit. Just like, yeah, this really isn't the Celebi that I met.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a Celebi that's on their game. Nevertheless, let's see. So you're partnered with Rose. You know Ralph. You've gone through the little period with Sindoran, right? That happened before. Were you partnered with Sindoran for a bit?
Kyle nods.
Does he know Oldish?
Kyle thinks for a second, and then just kind of nods, just like, yeah, I think he does.
Okay. All right, gotcha. So if I had to guess, you are after the Frost Riders? I'm being careful here.
Kyle nods. Kyle nods and just goes, right after.
Okay. Oh, so you're at the gate. Okay.
Kyle, like to this point has been like progressively taking Celebi more and more seriously, and then at that chuckle, just like immediate deadpan look, just like what?
Oh no! Your solution is intriguing. Well, not your solution, I guess. Okay. When you need me next, and I think Celebi kind of starts to get up, and I think is walking at this point. I'm gonna assume you walk with them, or flying, or whatever.
I was gonna say Celebi walking is a very disturbing image that I do not want to see.
Celebi's floating. I presume you're following along.
Yeah, I assume not out over the pond.
No, yeah, walking towards the flower bed that you passed by a while ago.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
And as I was walking over there, once you get in, am I allowed to tell you this? Kind of closes their eyes, and you can see like a light shining from in front of their eyes. They're basically Doctor Stranging it right now. Just like, okay, if I tell you this, what happens? Give me a roll. I'll see if I tell you this one. Just straight up, whatever you feel like, doesn't even matter.
Okay. I am going to roll a d4, a d10, and a d20. And I will do d20 minus d10 plus d4. You said roll whatever I want. This is what you get.
That is true. This was not what I was expecting, but okay.
3 minus 1 plus 1. Do with that what you will.
So I can't tell you it. I can't tell you exactly what to do, but I suggest going shopping. Make of that what you will.
Kyle thinks for a second and then just kind of nods, just like, okay.
All right. And then also when you need me next, I am not going to be particularly helpful, so I apologize in advance.
Kyle once again just gives a deadpan look of just like, really?
It's earlier me. If that makes any sense.
Kyle sighs. Just like a very deep, frustrated sigh.
I'll be helpful, but I shudder thinking about old me, or future you, future me. You get the gist.
Kyle, I think, kind of slowly. Kyle, kind of. Wow, I can't get this sentence out. Kyle kind of just slowly nods, in understanding. He was like, "Yeah, I'm picking." Kyle's picking up what Celebi's putting down, and Kyle is dreading it, but also appreciative of the heads up.
All right. Oh, one final thing, and I cannot say more than this. The fact that I'm saying this right now might be changing the story as we speak, but there isn't a spy, but there is a discrepancy, and I think you need to look at your team carefully.
Kyle at this point is like eyebrow raised, because to this point Kyle was like, oh, there was no mole. The mole was, legendary, right? That's what Kyle has thought to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle's eyebrow is like raised, and he's looking at Celebi with some concern.
There's a discrepancy now that you will need to be wary of. So be careful.
Kyle nods slowly.
Okay.
Like, okay.
All right. Don't get too tall now. Snap. Disappears. And
Kyle
with this, yeah.
Kyle at that last bit just goes like, no, I had so many questions.
And then fade to black. Rose, how you
Oh
doing?
yeah, I'm still here.
How you doing? Hope all is good.
Yeah.
You open your eyes and see nothing. I gave Bahamut all this cool little, like, oh, you're in a forest with flowers and pond. You got straight up darkness. Eyes closed, eyes opened. It's the same gosh darn thing.
All right. I guess I go ahead and close my eyes.
It's the same gosh. Okay, yeah.
And I go back to sleep.
And you hear a voice that you have heard all too many times. It's your dark hero friend.
Hello.
I like how we're all yawning at this point. The dark hero. Hello. You are here. You are not. This is the kind of voice. Somewhere in this ballpark.
Sure. Where's here?
Where are you? You're stronger.
Um,
I can sense it. I know this. Where is the Dark Heroes thingy thing? Bruh.
thanks. I've been working out.
No, that means you're closer to me. Are you traveling here?
Sh- y- yeah.
That is good. Maybe you can hear better if you get closer, like radar.
What am I hearing?
Me, hello. If you use radar to find me, you can find me. Make sense? No.
I can find you.
The voice right now is stronger, which means you are closer to me. If you get very close to me, perhaps you do not even need to dream to hear me. And then you can use that to kind of gauge where I am.
So, I guess can I just start walking around?
I mean, you're
the
asleep right
space, right? But in my dream, in the blank space, being like,
now. I mean, I guess you're a
am I
ghost.
louder
right so you
now?
shouldn't-
Am I louder
you-
now?
No, just.
How about here?
Your physical body.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now. That's the whole point.
Oh, so I should walk around yelling?
The Dark Hero is currently contemplating, like, I do not know if joining this team is a good idea anymore.
I don't know what you mean.
I think. Does Daisy know what I mean?
Not really. You
Okay,
said-
basically, you've gotten closer. Sooner or later, if the Dark Hero starts signaling, you'll hear it even when you're awake. But for now, you're not close enough for that to be the case. But basically, keep traveling. Eventually, aura will turn into radar, which will turn into voices in your head.
Okay, because I've never been able to do radar before.
Yeah, you have. You were like, where is Selena? And you did like an aura pulse radar thing. Selena? You were looking for somebody. Who were you looking for? On the train, right?
Lucille,
Like after the train
probably?
ride, you're like, Lucille, where are you? And you did like
I
a radar thing.
guess,
Oh, you're over
yeah.
there. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Sure.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's what I'm attempting it to be.
That's fine. I just imagine Rose just waking up and yelling.
Just be like,
Whoa!
you here?
Any closer?
Hot or cold?
Okay.
And I think at this you hear the Dark Hero get quiet. It sounds like there's another Pokemon that's coming into this room. It's a couple more Pokemon coming into this room, and you don't hear any of the scuffle that's occurring. But the Dark Hero is trying to like mutter under their voice what's going on to try to help you here. So there is a Pokemon here. It is one of the guards here, Golem. Golem is bringing in. Golem has weird circle on their face. They look slack-jawed, confused, dazed. They have yellow circle. Does that mean anything? Yellow circle? A lot of people here have been having yellow circle.
I guess that is something if a lot of them there have it. I don't think I've actually seen the yellow circle.
That is a good point, yeah. Anyway, yellow circles on foreheads or something. They're bringing in Pokemon here. Pokemon is yellow? They look like bunny rabbit. If you know what bunny rabbit is, I don't know if I know what a bunny is.
Is it anything like a bear?
It's not like bear. The yellow with an orb on their tail, right?
Orb. We need that orb.
It's a red little orb.
I have to unmute to point out that this isn't supposed to be a rabbit. It's supposed to be a sheep.
It's a sheep. That's what it is. I knew it was something in that vein. Thank you very much. Yeah. Did I say rabbit? Sorry, my mistake. I don't know real animals. It's sheep. It's a sheep with a red orb on.
What is a
tail.
sheep?
It's yellow sheep. It's the yellow sheep, man.
Sorry, I don't know real animals. It's a sheep.
It's yellow light thing. How do I describe this without saying sheep? You get the
Probably,
gist. It's
probably
big.
by saying Ampharos.
Well, what do you know? All right, sure, I guess. Yeah, it kind of doesn't work if everybody knows everything about everybody. Anyway, etc., etc. Oh, it's an Ampharos.
I've never seen this before.
I've never
looks
seen this
kind of
Pokemon.
like a Mareep, but if it got bigger.
It's Big Mareep, or other words, it's a Mega Ampharos but smaller. Anywho, there's an Ampharos in here. That surely doesn't mean anything.
Oh, that's one of our people. I was like, Ambrose, Ambrose.
I love how the confusion here is me trying to tell you what an Ambrose is, and your confusion is like, why does Ambrose matter?
Oh, you could have just said it was Pearl.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't know it's Pearl.
Hey, you should go talk to them. That's Pearl.
Oh, okay. Hello, are you named Pearl? They said yes and look at me very confusingly.
Hi, Pearl.
They can't hear you. You're currently on Aura wavelength. You're on the radio channel Aura. You need to change the radio channel to 98.5.
Tell Pearl I say hi.
There is voice in head that says hi. I got your name right, Rose? Rose, say hi. Pearl is currently exclaiming that this is the greatest day known to mankind, and that you should definitely find them because they do not like dungeon. I agree.
Hey,
by the
Pearl, where were you before this happened?
The voice in head said, ask, where were you? Pearl said something. I actually forget where I had Pearl previously. Because I did not have Pearl going to Tenebris, right? I had Pearl going somewhere else. Muhammad, do you know?
I don't remember.
I don't either. They were somewhere. Pearl also forgot. That's it.
Is Aaron still there?
Aaron is still here, yes. Aaron is not talking right now, but yes.
Maybe if we get caught, then we'll get there too. Maybe we should just go ask the Dreepy to catch us.
Pearl is saying they do not know where Isaac is? Is Isaac important?
Isaac. Yeah.
Like how Rose has this Rolodex that they're going through, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, Ivan, Iridel, Innocuous, that's not a name. Isaac, Recruit of the Lost. Ooh, that guy's important, yeah. But yes, Isaac is somewhere. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Okay, well, I guess we
that's a
better
problem.
find you.
Okay, great. This is end of Dream Call. If you would like to add additional message, please charge extra 25 cents. Click.
Talk to you later. Love you.
And
Bye.
Great. And then you both wake up. Here you are, in front of the gate. It's the morning. Real quick, I'd like for you, Rose, to do a berry run.
Yay! I'm gonna run with my berries.
Cool. Would you roll for me smart?
Smart.
Please
2.
be done.
Do we
Lord
get
of the
additional berry points because we are in the presence of a relative of Dr. Professor Berry Berry?
He doesn't know what's going on either.
But I bet I can give him my berries to make a profit.
If you give him the berries, he will turn the berries into a restaurant.
That sounds like a profit to me.
Then you have to pay the expenses.
Either that or he'll just eat the berries. There's no guarantee.
Very true. But you're outside the front of this gate, and I think that's a good place to end the episode here, staring into the gate of demise.
I mean, I think a good place to end maybe would be Rose going to Kyle saying, I think the way in is getting arrested.
Cut episode. Cool. That's the end of the episode. We got a post-game show that I'm sure will be just as mentally sane as the rest of us. You can check that out on the Patreon. Until then, everyone, thank you so much for listening. I have been your PM, your DM, your GM, Anaru himself.
I've been Muhammad doing laundry.
And I've been... Wait.
And until next time, take care.